Welcome to this video. Let us look at this question on probability and independent events. So the question says, given that A and B are events such that the probability of A intersection B is 0.24, the probability of B given A is equals to 0.6, the probability of A is 0.4, and the probability of A union B is equals to 0.7. Find, okay, probability of B, the conditional probability of A given B, and then at the end, determine if or whether A and B are independent events. All right, so the first thing that we want to find the probability of B. So how are we going to find the probability of B? So we are going to use the total rule for the probability, okay? So that rule comes from the set. So remember, if I have A intersecting with the set B, okay, this is my set A and this is my B, okay, and they're in this universal set. If I want to find elements that are in A union B, then that will just be equals to the elements that are in A plus the elements that are in B, and then we subtract the elements that are in both A and B. Remember this formula? Okay, so that's the formula that we're going to use. Now to this formula, we're just going to add probabilities in front. So it becomes the probability of A union B is equals to the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A intersection B. So now we have been given this probability, okay, and that probability, then we're asked to find the probability of what? B. So what do you think we're going to do? Just replace with the number. So probability of A union B, it is 0.7, and this will be equals to probability of A, it is 0.4. Okay, plus this probability that we are looking for, probability of B minus what is the probability of A intersection B? We've been given here 0.24. Okay, so I have 0.4 is equals to, so now I see that this part and that part, I can combine them. So what is 0.4 minus 0.24? So that one is simply going to give me 0.16. Okay, if I do 0.4 minus 0.24. Okay, and then I still have plus the probability of B. So meaning that 0.7 minus 0.16 is equals to the probability of what? B. Okay, so let's subtract these. So when I subtract those, what do I get? I simply get that the probability of B will be equals to 0.7 minus 0.16, I get 0.54. Okay, so that is the probability of B. And that's how we can easily what? Find it, by just using this formula here. All right, so we move on to part 2. Part 2 says find the probability of A given B. So this is a conditional probability. And how do we find the conditional probability? We're simply saying this here will be equals to the probability of A intersection B, and then divided by the probability of B. Okay, so whenever you have a conditional probability, we have to use this formula here. You intersect this and then you divide by the event that has already occurred, which is B in this case. Okay, so now this will just be equals to probability of A intersection B. It is that 0.24. Okay, divide this by the probability of B, which is this, so that will be 0.54. And if I punch that on my calculator, what do I get? Okay, so I'm going to get 0.444. The fours continue to go and so on, but we can just represent our final answer. to two decimal places. So we're going to say, okay, this is 0.4 and 4. Okay, so this probability here we found was 0.54, and then this probability here we found it is 0.44. So we are done for the first two parts. Let us find the third one. Okay, so the third one says determine whether events A and B are independent. Okay, so now if events A and B are independent, then we expect that the probability of A intersection B, okay, should be equals to the probability of A multiplied by the probability of what? B. Okay, so what is the probability of A intersection B? It is 0.24. This should be equals to probability of A 0.4 multiplied by probability of B 0.54. So here I still have 0.24. Is this equal to the product that I'm going to get there? Okay, so the product here is 0.4 multiplied by 0.54. I simply get 0.214. Okay, and we see that these two are not equal. So since, okay, probability of A intersection B is not equal to the probability of A multiplied by the probability of B, okay, then A and B are not independent events. Okay, they are not independent events. Okay, so that's how you can show that third part there. And then there's also another way in which you can show this by using conditional probability. So remember here we had said this conditional probability of A given B. This here is the same as probability of A intersection B. Okay, and then we were dividing this by the probability of the event that has already occurred, which is B, right? So now, since A and B are independent, we expect that this is equals to that. So that's the same as probability of A multiplied by the probability of B. Okay, so I've replaced this with that since we are claiming they're independent, and then down I'm dividing by probability of what? B. So this will cancel out, and this will just be probability of what? A. So if you don't want to go by this route, you can simply check, is the probability of A given B the same as probability of A? If these two are the same, then we conclude that A and B are independent. But if these two are different, then we conclude that A and B are not what? They're not independent. Okay, so let's check here. So probability of A given B, we had found as 0.44. Is this equal to the probability of A, which is 0.4? It is not. Okay, so here, don't even tempt yourself to say, whatever I have here on my left, I should just round off so that I have 0.4, which would be equals to 0.4. No. So whenever you're testing for independence, never round off. Okay? Never round off. Just take the number as it is. So 0.44 and 0.4, they're not the same thing. They are close, yes, but they are not the same thing. Confirming further that event A and B are not what? Are not independent. Okay, so that is all for this question. If you like to access more questions where we are solving different concepts, you're welcome to subscribe on our website, which is discretelearning.com. Okay, so for those interested, I've actually attached links in the description below here. You can check them. They will show you how you can create an account on our platform, which is the website, and how to actually register and make payment for your desired courses. Okay, so if you're in first year and you want videos on probability, register for the course that is written as mathematics. Okay, if you're in first year. But if you are in second year or third year or any year that is above first year, register for the course that will have the name probability. Okay, probability and statistics. Okay, so when you go on the website, you find this thing that I'm talking about. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. This has been Tutor Post Solutions. If you'd like to contact me and subscribe for our lesson, you can contact me on 0779 96 40 and then 10. So that is Tutor Post Solutions. So stay blessed and always there for you.